Cam Thomas is currently averaging 28 points, and he's only 22 years old. He's gotten off to a great start this year, but not everyone believes in him. Early in his rookie season, Cam Thomas claimed that he was a better scorer than KD was at the same age. We all know Durant is one of the greatest scorers ever, so that statement seemed very hyperbolic. As a 20-year-old rookie, Thomas averaged 8 points on below average efficiency. Meanwhile, KD averaged 25 in his age 20 season. Cam was clearly messing around when he said that, but to some it sounded cocky. Regardless, he didn't improve his image when he said this during Summer League.
I was talking to your head coach, Steve Nash, before the game, and he was saying he's encouraging you both to look for your shot, but to look for your teammates as well. You had 7 assists. You laughed there. Why are we laughing?
It is what it is.
Some have argued that Cam was upset with the media for bringing this up, and not Nash himself. We'll never know the truth, but either way, this wasn't a good look. Then to top it all off, in response to getting limited minutes last season, he changed his Instagram bio to Free CT. Clearly, Cam has rubbed some the wrong way, so whenever he has a scoring outburst, people chalk it up as empty stats partially out of spite. He averaged 21 points over an 8-game span as a rookie, and last year he had 3 straight 40-point games. However, Cam found himself out of the rotation shortly after these great stretches. He started well this season, but the question is, can he sustain it? From my perspective, he definitely can, and I'm going to explain why he's legit. At LSU, Cam Thomas became the first freshman since 1989 to lead the SEC in scoring. He averaged 23 points per game, but he was viewed as a bit of a chucker. He attempted 17 shots per game in college and shot just 40% from the field and 32% from 3. Because of this, Cam was a late first-round draft pick. While the inefficiency was concerning, he clearly had an aggressive mentality. Dion Waiters once said, "I'd rather go 0 for 30 than 0 for 9, because you go 0 for 9, that means you stopped shooting, it means you lost confidence." Sure, Cam Thomas was inefficient in college, but he also had no fear. When you couple that with his tough shot-making ability, you have a player with tremendous upside. You might be asking, if Cam Thomas had so much potential, why did he not play much in his first 2 seasons? To that, I have a simple response. You don't choose the team that drafts you. Cam was known as a high-volume scorer coming into the league, and these were his teammates right off the bat. When you have that much offensive firepower on your team, you need role players that can defend well and defer on offense. Cam was not used to taking a backseat on offense, and he wasn't a great defender either. The upside was there, but the Nets were trying to win a championship. They couldn't afford to give minutes to a developing player. They needed players that could fill a role. Now that Kyrie, Harden, and KD are all gone, Cam's scoring is more valuable. He's leading this team in shot attempts, and they've really needed his shot creation. Ben Simmons is not attacking as much as you'd like him to, and Cam Johnson has been out since the season opener. What I like about Cam Thomas is that he's a threat as soon as he touches the ball. He has a quick first step, and he can score in a number of ways. He can get all the way to the rim, he has a soft touch on his floaters, and if he can't get to the bucket, he can knock down a mid-range pull-up. He's also a threat going both ways. This was a nice left-to-right move against Rozier, and on this play, he goes behind the back with the right into a nice floater. If you do guard him well, Cam can use his body to create space. Rozier stays with him on this possession, but Cam puts his shoulder down and scores in the paint. Then with Brandon Miller defending him, he uses Miller's momentum against him before hitting the step back. It's worth noting just how good Cam is on these shots. He shoots 59.1% from 10 to 16 feet, which is absolutely elite. He has incredible touch, and he's able to contort his body and hit off-balance shots. Because of this, he isn't fazed by taller defenders. These would be tough shots for most players his size, but Cam is comfortable fading away. This tough shot-making ability is what made him such an interesting prospect. He puts a ton of pressure on the defense because he's so aggressive, and like other great scorers, a good contest won't bother him. On the other end of the floor, he's been a pleasant surprise so far. He's not an elite defender by any means, but he's been solid. When I compare Cam to a similar player in Shaedon Sharpe, the effort Cam displays on defense gives him the edge. Sharp is a talented scorer, however his effort isn't always there. Look at this play where Sharp loses the ball, lazily goes after it, and then concedes a dunk. Compare that with this play, and you can see the differences in pure effort level. Like I said, Cam isn't an elite defender, but he's trying. He's no slouch in one-on-one situations, and if he does get beat, he has good enough hands to make a play on the ball. If someone's scoring 28 points per game, you don't need them to be making an all-defensive team as well. He's also just 22 years old, so the mistakes he does make could be worked on over time. The important thing is that Cam seems to have improved on that side of the ball, and I'm sure the Nets are thrilled with that. While there's plenty of good things to say about Cam Thomas, I'm not going to act like he's a perfect player. He did just make 6 threes against the Bucks on Monday, but his outside shot is quite streaky. While Cam can make off-balance shots around the basket and in the mid-range, I can't say the same for his three-point shot. You can't expect someone to shoot the same way every time, but Cam is clearly a better three-point shooter when he's on balance. He leans a little to the left on his shots, which is why he'll often miss in that direction. He's also struggled on his step-back threes, so there are definitely things he can improve on. There's no doubt Cam can hit threes both off the catch as well as off the dribble. He just needs to iron out his inconsistent body mechanics. His overall shot selection could improve too. I mentioned that his threes are streaky, but he's been flat out bad on long twos. He's shooting 31.6% on these shots, and they're low quality shots anyways. I expect that number to rise, but it's clearly not a strong suit of his. The Nets do depend on Cam in late shot clock situations, so you can't fault him for all the difficult shots he takes. However, there are times where he is forcing it. Cam has looked better as a passer this year, but there are still moments where you'd like to see him find a teammate. All things considered, Cam has been tremendous so far. His biggest strength is really shining, and he's improved on some of his weaknesses. At the making of this video, the Nets are 3-4, with 3 of those losses being by 5 points or less. They've been in every game this year, and they've had 2 starters out since the opener. In all likelihood, Cam Thomas will be the leading scorer on a playoff caliber team this season. That's incredible considering he wasn't even in the rotation during last year's postseason. There's a chance he makes the All-Star game, and he solidified himself as a part of Brooklyn's future. I know some people are still skeptical because it's only been 7 games, but to me the doubts are unwarranted. There aren't many 22-year-olds capable of averaging 28 points per game, and it feels like that gets glossed over with Cam. Sure, he can still improve as a 3-point shooter, a playmaker, and a defender, but he's not starting from ground zero in those areas. Again, Cam is 22. If he were 28 or 29, then I could understand the criticism or the doubts about whether Brooklyn should even keep him. There's so much time for him to grow, and before we dismiss him, we should give him a chance like we do for other young players. To go from someone that didn't have a solidified spot in the rotation to a potential all-star in one season is crazy. Cam Thomas is proving a lot of people wrong, and I believe he's going to keep getting better. Anyways, that's going to be all for today's video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. With all that being said, I'm out, and I'll see you in the next video.